organized an international e-conference. It's a daily webinar. For today's session on the dais is Honorable Angelica Corral, ma'am. So first of all, I heartily welcome to you, madam. I welcome the chief organizer of an international e-conference, our ideal principal, Dr. M. Bedkar, sir. I also welcome all those dear attendees. The topic for today's presentation is creating impact techniques for engaging audiences in live audio and video social media. So this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, today's keynote speaker, Angelica Corral, ma'am. She is from San Diego Metropolitan area in California. So with this brief introduction, now I request you, madam, please start your presentation on the topic. I repeat again, creating impact techniques for engaging audiences in live audio and video social media. You are most welcome, and kindly request give some little bit details from your side, then you start, please.
Okay, welcome. I truly appreciate all of you for being here, and I can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful that you're spending time with me. I truly love connecting with you, and I'm looking forward to this time together with you here. So I'll start by saying, as a previous mentor teacher, I visited various Head Start schools, and these were preschools, to share some techniques and tips with the teachers. And one of my favorite techniques that I used while I was reading my book, Max's Quest for the Lost Treasure. It's a book about pirates looking for treasure, by the way. So I would dress as a pirate. So here's an example. I would put on my hat before I came into the classroom, of course. And this is how I would look. And so I was setting the stage so that the children felt like this is going to be something different in class today, right? And another thing that I would do was I would ask the children, is it okay if I bring a friend along with me? And they would say, of course they would say yes, because they were excited to see what was next, right? And so I would bring out my little puppet. And then my hat would fall off like that. And of course they would start laughing. So I would bring out my puppet and Max the pirate. And before I would start reading the book, I would shake each of the children's hands and introduce Max the puppet to them. And I wanted the children to feel comfortable. I wanted the children to feel safe. But then again, I also wanted them to feel excited and joyful. So this was a way for children to get to know Max the pirate. And why do I mention this, you say? What does this have to do with audio rooms? Well, just like greeting everyone in the classroom, we want everyone in the audio room to feel like they are valued, they're respected, and we're listening to you, right? So that's one of the techniques that I use when I'm in the audio rooms, is I greet everyone that's in the audio room in the audience. For example, while I'm in the audio room, I'll say things when I see different attendees, like, for example, one of my twins, his name is Annie. I'll see him in the room and I'll say, thank you, Annie, for joining. Please, everybody, connect with Annie. He's my twin. And the reason I call him my twin is because we're constantly active in these audio rooms. And it's something that we really love to do. We love connecting with people. And I'll mention something about Annie. So one of the things that I could mention is he has recently become an author for an anthology about COVID. So those are some things. Then I'll see someone else who's in the room. Hey, I noticed that Paulette and Cyrus have entered the room. Paulette is a children's book author, like me. And Cyrus has been creating wonderful podcasts, also like me. So people like to feel like they're recognized. And what's even better is if you share something special about them, something that you get to know. And don't we all wake up if somebody calls our name in the room? I know I do. For example, I could say something like, Chital, it's so good to see you. Chandra, Ravindra, Dr. Bedkar. I'm so glad you made it today. It makes it extra special. Dr. Soni, and a few others. So it's important to give that special touch and make people feel like they're being seen. So let's talk a little bit about getting to know your audience. So I've been doing these audio rooms for over 3 years now. And what I found is that it's very important to get to know your audience. What some people will do is they'll send out tons of invites, but they never know the people that they're sending the invites to. So here are some tips so that you could get to know the people. So one of the ways is by, and I'm going to mention LinkedIn a lot because that's where I'm at most of the time. So one of the ways that you get to know your audience on LinkedIn is by looking at their profile. You could look at what they do. You can also get to know them by having conversations through direct message. You know, it's like an email message that you have on LinkedIn. And another way to be impactful is by visiting other audio rooms. See how we're having this conversation here? Well, when we're in other audio rooms, people get invited up to the stage, and that's their time to shine. That's their time to talk about what they do. And this is a good time for you to take notes and remember, this person does that. That person does this. So please be aware that if you come up to the stage, to stay on subject also, because you don't want to be known as that person that comes up on the stage and right away wants to sell something. Especially if we're talking about, let's say we're talking about mindfulness, and then all of a sudden somebody comes on the stage and then they say, "Hi, my name is da-da-da, and I have this wonderful B2B plan that can save you money." It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, right? And what happens is people just get annoyed with that. So, but if you're afraid to come up on the stage, you could always just listen. You're going to be recognized by whoever's on the stage, anyways. But you don't have to speak at times. So sometimes there's technical difficulties, and people fall off of the stage. What to do, but they don't get hurt. Thank goodness it's LinkedIn. So what we could do is we can ask that person in the audience to please maybe try to use another device. So what they can do is just log out and log back in on another device, and then raise their hand again so that they could come back up on stage. So it happens a lot on LinkedIn. So I like to tell people when that happens, I didn't put you in the audience. That was LinkedIn. So they don't think that I did it. I don't want people to get offended. We had someone that was an actual guest this happened to me this week. I had Jonathan Green, and he talks about AI, and he was giving his spiel and sharing his wonderful gems, and all of a sudden he just fell off the stage. So this happens sometimes. I know AI, but not like him. He's the expert. So what to do? What do you do when your guest speaker all of a sudden disappears, right? Well, I noticed that there was other people in the audience that were also AI aficionados, and I asked them, Ron, can you come up and also come up to stage and share? We'd love to hear what you have to say. I was so thankful. But those things happen, and it's good to be prepared and have a plan just in case that happens, so that you not stuck on stage trying to figure out, okay, what next, right? So so having conversations on the stage and listening, commenting, and reiterating for clarity, that is key, because people want to feel like you're really listening to what they're saying, right? We all appreciate it when someone is really there. Yeah, not like I think this has happened to us, where we're talking to somebody and they're on their phone, and you feel like, okay, you're not really paying attention to what I have to say. And then you could tell when you're in the audio rooms whether a person is really listening to your conversation, because you're going to mention a few things that they talked about so that they could feel like they're being heard. And that's showing kindness. It's showing empathy. And those are things that go a long way when you're talking to an audience. They remember those things. I'm sure all of us growing up remember that one teacher that was very kind, and you'll never forget that teacher. You won't forget their name, because they really made an impact. That's what we want to do. We want to be that person that really makes an impact when we're in the audio rooms. So those are some of the key things that you could do. One of the things that I've noticed people do, and it's okay to do this, is they'll be in an audio room and just speak without collaborating with other people. And what you find is that it's okay, but when you have other people on stage, you get to see a chemistry. You get to see how people connect and talk with each other, right? And it tells you a little bit about how this person talks with other people. So I think it's so important to collaborate, and I love collaborating. So if anybody wants to collaborate with me, I'm here for it. So it makes a big difference when you have others collaborating with you, because you get the message out, but people see that you're having fun at the same time. You're enjoying another person's conversation. So one of the things that's key is, for me, one of my saying is, we're not here to compete. Let's not compete. Let's complete. I feel like there's enough for everybody, and there's no reason to feel like you have to have a competitive edge over another. I think it makes for better relationships when you're thinking about how can we work together and help each other to grow. We rise by lifting others up, right? And that's part of completing each other. So usually when I'm in the audio room, it's important for us to tell people a little bit about ourselves. Just last night, I was told, Angelica, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I usually like to have something prepared that is short and sweet and doesn't sound like I'm trying to sell anything. So I'll start off by saying like something that I overcame, what I do, and why I do it. So what I usually do is I'll say something like, "Hi, my name's Angelica Corral, and growing up in Hayward, California, this is in Northern California, close to San Francisco, I was a very shy person. I was one of these people that when the teacher would call on me, I would lift up the desk and answer the question because I didn't want anybody to see my face." And that was embarrassing. In fact, one time I really wanted to win a prize of, the teacher says, if you say, this was in my Spanish class, she says, anybody who could do the ABCs completely will get these candies. And I really wanted those candies. So what I did was I raised my hand and I did just that. I put up the desk and I counted all of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, etc., with the desk up. And I look back at that and I say, wow, I've come a long way. But I was so, my face was flushed, I felt red. But over time, I started building up my confidence because I felt like I'm not going to get anywhere if I keep being so shy. It's so important to face our fears, right? So, and I think we all know that when we face our fears, that's when the biggest growth happens. And so that's what happened with me. So, my pushing myself to answer that question, it taught me the value of pushing beyond my comfort zone. And now I help businesses grow through podcasts and through film. And so I envision a world where business leaders thrive. And I work with low-income families as well. And so I envision a place where low-income children and their parents rise and as community leaders. And my mission is to empower both groups, helping to unlock their potential. So that's something that we could do. And that's why I made my book. As a mentor teacher, I learned that literacy is something that you could teach children by using a rhyming message, phonemics. And that's what I did because I feel we can all make a difference in one way or another, right? So let's grow together and make a difference, everyone. So let's start. Now I'm going to get to the part about inviting people. This is the heart of making audio rooms work. So there's a lot of ways to invite people to your events. LinkedIn has a method where you can invite up to 1,000 followers to your events. All you need to go and do is you go to your event page where you have the event. And what you do is you click the share button and then you click the invite button, and then you'll see they'll have a place where you could click location. So you might want to click a location where you're close to your country, because if you're in another country and you're clicking maybe 3 a.m. in the morning for your event that you're inviting them, I don't think too many people will get up at 3 a.m. to go to the event. So it helps to click the people that are in your area or in your country that you know is going to be awake at that time. So so it's super easy to do that, though. Can you imagine inviting 1,000 people with a click? Sometimes you have to click more than once. You might get maybe 500 invites, but then you go back and share again, and then you keep clicking until you get those 1,000 people. So that's super easy. And I know as business people, we all like to save our time, right? So another way that we can invite is through direct message. It takes more time, but some people like getting that personal invitation. And when they get that personal invitation, they feel like, okay, they thought about me. I'm getting this invite solely to myself, and they respond. Some people, the only caveat is some people will say, well, you know, I like to get an invitation 3 days before, and others will say that they want an invitation right before the event, or maybe sometimes I'll invite people during the event. So it'd be good. It'd be great if anybody would like to comment what they think is better. Would you prefer getting invited 3 days before, or would you prefer getting invited right before the event? I know we're so busy, we might forget about it later, right? So I think that one of the things that I have found is a direct message is more convincing, it's more engaging, and it's more effective. So it just takes more time. So it's up to you what you'd like to do for your invites. So one of the things that we want to remember is sometimes that we have an audio room about trauma. And so it's very important to have a listening ear. You never know who you can really help out by really listening to them and paying attention. Sometimes we might not have the answer right then and there. But how do we feel when we go to a store and somebody says, well, I don't know, right? Well, that's one answer, right? But how do you feel when someone says, I don't know, but I'll try and find out who could help you. I'll try to get that answer for you. Big difference, right? So that's something else that we want to be cognizant of when we have our audio rooms. We need to remember that. We meet so many different people that might be able to help that person. And so that's another way to connect others on LinkedIn. Yeah, and say, it looks like you might need this, or you might need that. And then later on, they are grateful because you were able to give them that extra information that they needed so they could build that relationship and find the solution to the problem that they had, right? So another thing about attendance is you can see who has attended your event. And so when you check on who's attending your event, you can record that and invite those same people who said they would attend your event. Many times people say that they're going to attend the event. I'm guilty of that. And I don't make it because maybe something else came up. And so we need to be cognizant of that as well. Everybody's busy and we can't attend everyone's event, right? So it's so important to be understanding, not take offense, because we know we do the same thing, right? We're very busy people. But I think it's encouraging when other people click on the attend button for an event that's happening. So LinkedIn has been a very great place to connect online, and I've been able to meet many friends in the process. When I took my trip to San Francisco with my sisters, we met up with John Carr, who we had a wonderful time. I got to interview him, and he was mentored by Warren Buffett, so he has a wealth of information as to financial questions and things of that sort. Just recently, I met Dr. Constance, and I went to her book signing with a lot of other LinkedIn friends, Danielle, Don, and a few others, Kinga. So it was nice to meet everyone, and that's the beauty of LinkedIn. You can meet online, but you could also, if you're close by, why not meet in person and get that face-to-face meeting? I love that. So in the many audio rooms that I host and co-host about parenting, learning Spanish, branding, growing your business with AI, and living with trauma, you'll find people in the audience raising their hands because they want to come up on stage. And this is a wonderful time for you to bring people on stage and get to know them and build those relationships that are so wonderful. Make sure that when you bring them on stage, and I'm guilty of this, sometimes I don't keep a tally, but please try and keep a tally. That way people feel like they haven't been ignored, because sometimes what happens is another person you call on another person to speak before the other person came up, and we don't want to anger our friends. So we want the experience to be as pleasant as possible. And it doesn't take much for people to think, well, why this and why that? So we don't want them to feel like that. So another thing that we want to do in the audio room is we want to keep order in the audio room. And one of the ways that we keep order is we make an announcement at the beginning of the audio room. And it might sound a little bit like this. Thank you for being respectful. Our room is a room where people feel safe. We keep our comments or questions up to a 2-minute minimum. There's no selling. And let's respect everyone's time so others get a chance to speak. So those are some of the things that we want to remember at the beginning of an audio room, because sometimes you might get hijacked.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a wonderful session you have made here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Before to discuss with the keynote speaker, I request Angelica, madam, a puppet is in your hand. I think you do some actions that again we will be engaged more to see your actions. If kindly, if you are possible, please do it, madam.
You want me to do actions with the puppet?
That's it.
Okay, well, let me show you some of the actions. This, when you're speaking with children, it's very important for you to listen to what they're saying. And let's say the child wants to, they're sharing something that they see in the book that you're reading to them. And it's important to ask a question. So I'll ask a question like, what do you see on this page? And then what they'll see, what did he find on this page? is it the treasure yet? And some of the kids will answer, no. And then I'll ask, so what is it that you see? And some of them will say, a parrot, a parrot. So then I have Max the pirate say, you are absolutely right. You are on point. And so when when Max the pirate gets involved in the conversation with the children, then children feel really excited. And then guess what happens with that? More children want to answer. So we want to make sure that the children you're having those back and forth conversations. And the same goes for when you have an audio room. So
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Now I request all dear participants for your queries. If you have, please come ahead, discuss with keynote speaker Angelica Corral, ma'am. Dear participants.
Good evening, Angelica ma'am, and all of you. Thank you, Honorable Principal Dr. M.M. Betkar sir, Prashant Ugade sir, and Dr. Prakash Karad sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Topic is very good. Your lecture is very nice, and session is excellent. Your presentation is very nice. This webinar is organized very nicely, so that I congratulate chief organizers. Ma'am, I have two questions. First question is, how can social media be used to engage customers? Second question is, what is the key factor in creating engaging social media?
I think one of the ways that you could engage your customers is by having conversations with them on social media, or so let's say you have a product that you're selling or a service that you're giving, right? One of the things that you could do is reach out and have a poll as to what it is that you think, you tell your customers what it is that you think is special about my product. That's one question you could ask. Another thing that you could do, and it's pretty cool that we have AI, is we could even ask AI to help us come up with questions to ask our customers, right? So you go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Proceed, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So then you could ask AI to help you with some questions so that you can find out what to do, so that you can be more cognizant and see which ones are the most questions that are asked, the most popular questions, because we want to reach our audience. We want to find out what their needs are, right? So I think that's one way that we could do on our social media. Another thing that you could do is you could tell a story about something that happened with someone that needed your product or your service, and how your product helped them. So that's another way that you could do it. And of course, testimonials always work. So thank you very much. It's Davidas.
I think that your explanation is very wonderful and excellent. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Principal Dr. Betkar sir and Prashantji. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Kendre sir. Anybody is there? I think Kendre sir, you understood that Madam has said that the conversation and the action, which plays very important role to create or engage the audiences on the stage to perform anything. Now this was the very nice answer ma'am have given. Now again I request dear participants, if you have any query or would like to share something, please come ahead, dear participants. Ramatkar sir, please.
Thank you, Prashant sir. Thank you, Angelica madam.
Hi, Ravindra.
Thank you very much. I was surprised. I was listening. I was listening your speech very with wholehearted mind. Immediately I thought that intervention by Prashant sir has stopped me. Madam, I had brought the listening ear with me. I thought that your speech will go on continuously, will able to add in our knowledge how to keep the audience intact with us till the speaker's speech is over. Really, it's a very challenging task. The way you have put on these sessions for 20-25 minutes, really very appreciable, madam. The body languages, the sounds created in these speeches, that would be a very helpful for everybody to tight their audience so that the audience will not move. And I must thankful to Angelica madam that party also goes to Dr. Party will be with by the Dr. Betkar sir, because before you have appeared, we were discussing about the presence of the peoples here. He said that numbers are less, but I now I am confident that whatever the numbers are here, everybody is having listening ears. So, and those who were left, they were having intended ear. And those who are joined in the hundreds and thousands in the beginning of this kind of webinar, they were having they were without ear. so as you said, let us give thanks to the persons who are with us. So I am asking this Dr. Betkar to give party to us, thankful party, because we are being with him since 1 year. More than 1 year. So it's a good clue for us. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anybody? So thank you, Dr. Devidas Kendre sir, Dr. Ravindra Ramatkar sir, for the appreciation and the nice question in the session. Now I request the chief organizer of an international e-conference, our ideal principal, Dr. M. Betkar sir. Please come ahead, sir, and conclude the session.
Corral madam, from so many months we are waiting for her speech, and lastly we succeeded to organize the speech. Today's speech was creating impact techniques for engaging audience in live audio and video social media. She have a lot of topics to discuss, but I requested her to deliver this talk here because we are teachers. We want to engage our audience. We want to reach so many students throughout the globe. So what are the techniques? How we reach? It was my question, and she perfectly answered through her speech. For the audience, I would like to inform you that I am fan of her. So many audio video podcasts of her I have joined, and she also promoted our platform to all the audience. Those who are joining there, kindly join with the teachers, which called Dr. Bedkar his organization as a speaker. So because of that impact of her speech, we got so many different and various novel speakers, and credit goes to you, ma'am. Because of your announcement, your support, we are running this international conference daily. This credit goes to you also. You are also known, your business is to grow with podcaster. You are a speaker, leadership leader, and you are organizing the events throughout the for the globe also. And you are also author of Max Twist for the Lost Issue. So it's the great thing is that if someone is reaching to the public on this through this platform, he or she must get inspired for writing also. Also, you have written the book, The Max Twist of the Lost Issue, and your habit is, your nature is to help to grow the brand through social media, marketing, video production, podcast, and also artificial intelligence techniques. So you have involved so many organizations, parents, teachers with leadership skills, with video, movie, storytelling, and personal branding are your special aspects, those through which you are reaching to hundreds, thousands, and of the peoples of the globe. And your work is, nature is supportive to us that just you have said that if someone will you to contact with her for the any help about the social media and broadcasting, we will come and definitely. And you are the expert in the podcast, films on radio and social media. So you are having so much skills, and you are having so much networks. Like you have named so many people through which I am going to work. Constance Madam is also one of those, and others also. So this network is growing day by day, and that's why I requested you, invited you to join here for our teachers, hopefully the teachers with their opinion to thousands of the peoples of the globe, hundreds and thousands of the people of the globe. And we learn so much from you today, especially your name Angelica is mostly like our Indian name. Angeli is our Indian name. Angelica, just CA added, that becomes your name. So you are so much close to us. Thank you for joining, for accepting our invitation. It's very early for you, 6:30 a.m. for you, but still you are fresh and you became ready.
Very good,
So
good.
I have said you that please keep alarm to your mobile so that we don't lose your speech. So thank you for giving your valuable time with us. Thank you,
My
ma'am. Thank you.
आरटी को
थैंक यू
मैडम
मैम,
को बुलाना है जरूर.
थैंक यू सर.
Thank,
my
thank you, sir.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious words. Now, let me add one more thing that, as our principal sir has said, now your name is just like an Indian. Now I say that just madam is like angel. I think so. She is just parallel with the God, and she spent her time in the session. So I'm very, very thankful to you, madam. The topic was very new for us. That is creating impact techniques for engaging audience in live audio and video social media. Really, we have connected many other peoples through your actions, through your words, through your all the things you have made here.
Sir,
The
shut up.
different techniques, different tips for boosting
Hello?
the audio and video engagement on the social media, and different strategies you have made for social media, audio and video. Really, it was very interesting things you have explained here, madam. I'm very, very once again thankful to you. Really, it was very wonderful session. You paid your valuable time, accepted our invitations. So thank you once again. I thank the chief organizer of the series of an international conference, Dr. M. Bedkar sir. Especially thanks these two personality, Dr. Devidas Kendre sir and Dr. Ravindra Ramatkar sir, who have nicely discussed and appreciated today's session. And I should not forget to attendees who have joined regularly to the session. So thank you so much once again to you all. Now kindly, you all are requested, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box.
But before
So with
that,
the kind
before that, Chetan Kumar sir have raised his hand. Please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Honorable Principal, respected Speaker sir. Really, it was very wonderful. I was unable to join the session from beginning, but the way presentation of the voice of Dr. Bitka sir, Principal Bitka sir, and then Prashant, I thought that I must give a congratulations to you and thanks to all participants. So congratulations, Angelica ma'am, for wonderful presentation. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Bitkar sir.
Yes.
Bitkar sir.
Shatan Kumar, thank you.
please.
Yes, sir. Please. Sumati, sir, please.
Your e-conferences has helped me to finding out my one of India, Dr. Ujjwal Karwande is here.
Okay. You made them
Yeah.
after that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to all participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
We will keep this for 5 to 10 minutes to fill the feedback link. Okay. You can make your camera off or take rest, please.
Okay. So I think we're done then here, right, my friend?
Yeah.
I appreciate the time that you gave me to speak, and you guys are wonderful. I love being able to be worldwide with my brothers and sisters around the world. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye, madam. We also love you so much. Our sister, she is joined from California. Bye. Take care.
Okay, bye. I love you all too.
Thank you.